someone walks into your office and tells you buy insurance, you're like, nah, I didn't make on if I saw that mean you're saying. Welcome to another episode of Advantage Conversations, and I am your host, Amanda Max Samuel. Today I have in the studio Abase, as I love to call her, but she's Mrs. Irene Abba.
Nana Base.
Nana Base. Okay, and then we also have Irabna. Irabna, your full name?
Irabna Akoto.
Akoto,
Oh,
okay.
you want the full?
You can give me everything inside.
That's fine.
Okay, so you're all welcome to the Advantage Conversation Studios. And today we're talking about turning your passion into protection, insurance for small business owners. And this is a very, very passionate conversation for me because aside my glam life, I also do insurances for small scale businesses, and I've been doing this with Abba for some years now. She was a pace setter, and then I've taken over. So we're going to be talking about how we will turn our passions into protection, because it's very, very important. And for us as people who are either small scale entrepreneurs or support small scale businesses, it's very, very important for us to protect our businesses, because they are most of the time they are at a very infantile stage and you are very passionate about it. And so today, just feel free, let's talk, and then let's see how the conversations pan out. So why is insurance overlooked? I mean, maybe first let's define what is a small scale business. Abba.
Okay, so basically, in our context, if we say a small scale business, we are looking at a business that is no more than maybe that doesn't have people or a group of people more than 15 people. Start as a startup.
Yeah.
So for small scale businesses, it spans from either starting with maybe a clothing line or probably something small. So like it's not something that has generated into a very big company.
Yeah.
It's basically about the startup. They start up small and then eventually they expand to become companies.
Amazing. Okay. Irabna, how would you define a small scale business?
Exactly as she said. I would use mine as an example. So it's basically me as the founder. I think I have just about 3 other people that I work with. So yeah, my business is a small scale business, and we are hopefully, looking forward to expanding, as she also mentioned. Yeah.
Okay. So I think quite recently, at Enterprise Insurance, we decided to define what we call SMEs. And I think we said that these are small scale businesses with at least an employee size between 2 to 30. And I think so far, Ghana's SME industry is growing, and I like the fact that the conversations that are happening, I think it started with the financial institutions. They're making a lot of noise about access to credit and access to, support, helping these SMEs in terms of regulatory issues, et cetera, et cetera. And I think it's really helped the industry. But when we talk about insurance, I know as a small scale business, I used to run a business how many years ago. And, it's like you have this small passion that you want to carry in this, like an egg. And every little penny counts. And so if someone walks into your office and tells you, buy insurance, you're like, nah, I didn't make on if I saw that mean you're saying, so about why is it that, most startups or small scale businesses overlook insurance basically?
Yes, so I'm just saying something to buttress the point you made. Like I didn't make on a cry and you're saying.
Yeah.
And then many a times when people want to start up businesses, I think that they shift the focus and the goalpost from insurance. It's not the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah.
It's basically how to launch the business, how to find customers, how to, manage cash flows, and then also how to even make profits. If not profit, how to even break even. Because,
Exactly.
For the beginning, people do understand that it's either you break even or you make profit. Because as a new business, as a startup, you have to start from somewhere. So insurance is the very least thing on their minds. Yes, interestingly. But then I think that gradually we get into that point where people do understand.
Yeah.
But I feel that we need to do more advocacy on that part for people to be well abreast with what the SMEs, the kind of package that insurance companies have put in place for SMEs. Yeah.
But do we think that when it comes to insurance, I think enterprise has been around for some time. Do we think that the solutions that we have are not bespoke for the SME segments or the market yet?
They have, but I feel like there's more we can do. There's more, we need to go out there and then make more noise about it. Because very few people get to hear about this. So probably these kind of conversations will also help, bring out that kind of assertion that people have about insurance, that insurance companies, they're only interested in your money.
Yeah.
It's going to erase that bit, and then I think that they'll just show interest. So it's a gradual process, I guess.
Amazing. Irabna, how long have you been running your business?
Just about 2 years.
Tell us a bit about it. What do you do?
Okay, so I own and run a clothing brand called Ashioko.
Oh, nice.
Ashioko is a Ga word or a Ga name. I named the business after my mom.
Oh.
So right now we are mainly into clothing for women. We are looking to expand and then start making stuff for men as well. We use a lot of African prints or fabrics, batik. We also have our custom-made fabrics as well. So, just to make us stand out or unique in the market. So, yeah, basically.
Okay. So let's talk about like a business like yours. What have been like some of your anticipated fears that you think could do risks that could shut down your business and probably close it down?
So we started online. We're still online. We run the business basically online right now. But there's going to be like a physical working shop later.
Yeah.
And as a small business owner who probably has a shop or has like a place where people can walk in to shop, that expands your risk factors because then again, anything could happen.
Yeah.
Some people wake up and then there's fire outbreak, there's flooding or some sort of, I don't know, any havoc could happen, and that's a risk. That's like a huge loss that could be incurred on your business. So conversations like this, I think, are really, really, really important. Because even the digital way of running a business also has like risk factors.
Yeah.
So far as you are dealing with a clientele, you have like a client base that you are working with, you have customers that you are working with, you are exposed to so many things.
So many risks. Yeah. So ever since I started engaging a lot of these small scale businesses, when we go out and we talk to them, it's like you don't really understand my business. You don't understand my business cycle. My cycle is this way. We do this like this. If I have to do insurance. It's not, and I'm sure, Abba, you have those conversations often than not. And I think that what do we think insurance companies can do differently to make sure that we can position ourselves, looking at how Ghana's industry is changing? Because now most of these SMEs are going online. There was a time where you'd have to walk to Makola to get something to purchase. And the Makola people right now, they have online shops with different names, and they have physical shops with different names. So you are buying from the same shop online, but you don't know that. But then they've realized that, look, if they also don't go online, they're not going to have access to certain customer base. And so what can we do differently as insurers to be able to position ourselves and grasp this ecosystem? Because everything we're doing is fire. And look at someone like Irabna. Her shop is not a physical edifice. So what do you think we could do differently?
Okay, so for me, I feel like it's more of engaging. So we as insurance companies will have to do more of service to engage, upcoming SMEs to know what their needs are, so that we can make tailor-made products for them that will suit their businesses. Because it's not just the goalpost shouldn't just be on fire and then the allied perils we have. Yes, I think that we have to expand it and then get to understand what they are into. Then we can also come up with products and then solutions that will suit them.
Okay. Irabna, let's talk about passion. Because I about 20 something years ago, I started making beads, right? I think at age 15. And when I started, it was just a business, like just an idea, right? So my mom had traveled and brought back safety pins. So it was a bracelet made out of safety pins and beads. And I was so intrigued, with the whole design of this bracelet. And I told my mom I wanted to make it. And then that time, my mom gave me, today, that would be 50 pesos. That was 5,000 cedis that time. And told me to go to Medina Market and go and buy beads and safety pins and see if I could try to make this bracelet. That was the beginning of my bead making business. And unfortunately, I haven't gone back to that passion. So just in case you want to sponsor me,
We'll gladly do so.
you do that, right?
Yeah.
But talking about passion, about a business owner, small scale, what does it take to wake up every morning to drive this passion so that, it doesn't fall through the cracks? Irabna.
I like the use of the word passion because most of the time people just follow the crowd.
Yeah.
You see that there's this thing going on, everyone is going into this particular business, and then you feel like, okay, I can also do it. Okay, I want to see how much money they are making. I want to also make, probably they have succeeded, and then there's like a record of how much they are making and all of that. But and then you also think you can also venture into that and then also make that same, try to get that same success out of it. But the key word is passion. You can't, I think it's really important because going into something that you're not passionate about, along the line, as soon as anything little happens, you just start being demotivated. You give up easily because from the beginning, it's not really something that's like inborn. That's really something that you want to do. So I always believe in trying to understand the kind of person you are, what your interests are, the kind of things that drive you as an individual. What makes you mentioned something, what makes you want to wake up
Every morning.
every morning to pursue this passion or to pursue this thing that you want to do. People see a lot of, flashy, it looks cool, or she's dressed nicely, she's wearing these cool clothes. What they don't see behind the scenes is when I wake up at 5 a.m. and I go to Makola to go and source for fabrics. And it's not easy. Sometimes you'll be walking in the market and then it starts raining.
Yeah.
Or the sun is scorching, but you know that this is, you need to get this thing done. Anyone that do not have like that kind of passion for what they're doing, the moment the weather changes, you're, okay, let me sleep in. Or let me wait. There's always procrastination one way or the other. But when you're passion driven, you know your end goal, what you want to do, where you want to get your business to, you do whatever it takes.
So, having this kind of passion inside of you, how do we ensure that we protect these things? Because I feel like, yes, we are not making that much in terms of, profit margins on what it is, whatever businesses we're running. But you also need that safety net.
Yeah.
And often than not, you talk to business owners and they're like, look, as for insurance credit is like secondary. And most of the time, everybody's asking, what is it? What is in it for me? Are you going to support my business? Are you going to help me rise up again and all of that? But I think one of the things that is important for us as insurers is to understand that this person has a business. The person is dying for this business. And so whatever solution I am giving to that business, it has to be that thing that keeps the business afloat.
Yes.
So that the business doesn't feel like, hey, you are coming in with extra costs, which is going to drown my business. And I'm actually excited because I think for enterprise insurance, we actually have SME show under the Ahutopi umbrella, where we are doing micropayments. And I'll talk to Abba about it because Abba pioneered some, micro insurance in the informal space. So I'll let you talk about that. But currently, at least, what we have tried to do with the informal space is to make sure that SMEs are able to do micropayments. So now you could take a cover for your business. And instead of you having to pay an annual premium, now you're paying it in smaller bits.
Right.
So you're giving, let's say, a premium of 1,000 cedis, and you're dividing it over, let's say, 5 months. So now you're paying what, like 50 cedis thereabout. Oh, my math is very bad. 200 cedis every month, and then you're done paying. And that way, the business doesn't feel the pinch of the financial costs. Vis-a-vis some years back, you'd have said, hey, you pay all, as we call it, no premium, no cover. We just take it on. But now, this is how we are moving in that space, where we understand that, look, this business owner is literally struggling to keep their head afloat. So why make it more expensive? But then beyond giving them that, making it expensive, you are giving them the protection that they know that if there's a loss, there's that cushion that they can fall on. So these are some of the things that we're doing when we talk about, passion.
Right.
Because now we're looking at the business cycles as well. How is the business operating? How is the income coming in? And how can we stagger even payments to support these SMEs? And these are some of the things that we're doing. And I like the fact that we're actually having conversations around it. But Abba, over to you. I think some years back, you and your team piloted micro insurance.
Sure.
I think together with Torako.
Torako, yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about it and how that initiative has worked over time?
So we're just basically giving support, some insurance support to the micro businesses, the SMEs that were now springing up. Yes. So we just were given, the whole package was to just give them insurance and then give them payments options.
Yeah.
So the payment options were just being taken by the banks. So they'll pre-finance and then they were just deducting from the micro insurance, the SMEs. Yes. So that is basically how it was running. But now I don't know how your SME, you are handling that.
Yes.
I don't know if you still work with Turako, I guess.
Yes, probably. But
Okay.
for now, I think we're working with a lot of other partners because
Okay.
you know that for SMEs, they thrive in associations and groups. And
true.
so I think a few episodes back, we had Paul on the show. He was talking about associations and groups and all of that. And you would realize that to get these people individually is very difficult.
Very difficult.
But they all belong to some association. I'm sure, Irabna, you belong to something or you are yet to
yes,
join.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's easier to deal with a collective. And again, the dynamics,
Also changed.
because SME in Ghana is like, let's say, a mirror of the corporate industry, just, like a lower tier.
Yeah.
So everything you have in the corporate, manufacturing, fashion, textiles, all these industries, you see subsets in the SME sector. So the differences from corporate is not so wide.
Yeah.
The only difference is that they belong to groups. And so for you to get to one, you would have to talk to the mother or the mother group. And so those are the things that we are doing in the new, as we call it, the new SME regime to drive that forward. Okay, let's talk about how insurance would help our businesses to stay afloat. Irabna, I don't know if you've ever had to request for a grant or investors coming in to support your business. Have you had?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, but I know that directly or indirectly, it's really important,
Yeah.
especially for an SME. If you're insured, it makes your business more bankable or more investor friendly.
Yeah.
Because at least whoever is bringing in whatever funds know that you mentioned a cushion. There's something that's holding you at some point. You're not just there bare on a desert. There's nothing holding you. So, yeah.
Yeah. And I think even with the banks, right? Now if you want to take a credit facility, it's
a
very important that you
requirement,
have to have
Yeah.
insurance.
Insurance.
So I think that small business owners need to understand that insurance is not like a cost per se, but it's actually a lifestyle now, because for you to be able to get like credit from the bank, they'll tell you that you have to bring collateral or you have to bring stock, and the stock has to be insured, and that collateral has to be insured.
Yeah.
And even for investors now, now they're asking businesses, are you ESG compliant? Do you have insurance backing? Can you do this, da da da? Before they would even come and then put in
Yep.
monies. So I think that as the world is evolving, and I think Ghana as a whole, insurance is beginning to play that role in there, where it gives you access into conversations that, as a business owner, before you wouldn't even get
Yeah.
in there. Now, when you submit an application for funding, someone says, okay, these are the criteria, and then you see insurance, and you're like, why did you even bother asking for insurance? I'm just a small scale business. So Abba, what about you? Well, how do you think insurance is helping these businesses also to stay afloat?
I mean, basically, insurance gives peace of mind. So for small scale businesses, I mean, being it the ones that are now springing up or the ones already in existence,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that it's very prudent for them to have some form of insurance to cushion them, so that they know that there is this service provider, and when there is a need or there's any form of loss,
Yeah.
they can fall on to provide some sort of financial stability. And enterprise happens to be one. So, because if we are to take that, maybe for a Rabnes business, for instance, if there is any property, I mean, a loss, as a result of any of the property, being it fire or its allied perils, it could be flood, it could be, I don't want to make mention of tornado, but then, yes.
Well, it happens.
I mean, yes,
You
but
never
then
know.
there's that possibility, anything can happen. And even on the parts of their, her staff, there could be some form of dishonesty on the part of the
Yeah.
on the staff. So it just spans from not just property insurance, but then we can also look at providing other forms of insurance coverage, like the fidelity guarantee.
Let's talk about some of these solutions, because I think
Okay.
while we're here, it's to educate people,
Yeah.
for them
Yes.
to understand what types of insurances we can do. So maybe let's use Irabne's business as a case study. What type of insurances do you think we could offer her business?
We could offer property insurance. I mean, as I mentioned earlier, so the property insurance will give coverage for fire, allied perils, and even thefts.
Yeah.
Yes. And we could also give, depending on the number of people that she's operating with, we could also give employees liability
Okay.
Right.
or group personal accidents. That will give an extensive cover, because it's a 24-hour cover, irrespective of where you are.
Yeah.
And it's not limited to the geographical area that you are.
Okay.
Yes, that's for the group personal accidents. But then if you do the workman compensation, that is limited to the number of hours
Hours they're
that you'll be working.
Okay.
Yes, it's
I'm
within
sure
the
Rabna is
confines.
asking now, bro, fidelity guarantee, workman's compensation, and
So the fidelity guarantee is basically to say that your your staff that you work with, there could be some sort of dishonesty on their part.
Okay.
So you can ensure that, so that if anything should happen, you fall on the insurance company to cushion you.
See? So I think there's a wide gap
yes.
of knowledge when it
Yes.
comes to all of these things, and then SMEs. And I'm happy that you guys are doing this, because at least it's going to bridge
Yeah,
the gap.
the gap.
Because honestly, I have no
idea.
idea
of what
I
you
had
mentioning.
no idea of what
Okay.
she's talking about. I didn't know that you could ensure honesty of who
Yes,
you're working
exactly.
with and all of that.
Yeah.
So it's really, really, really
Yeah, and I think we even have like a business interruption
Yes, we have
cover.
a business.
you know.
That's an extension for the property insurance, fire insurance.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
So should
if
anything
something happens
happen,
to you,
and then it's going to bring a halt in your business operations.
Right.
There's that business interactions will also come to play, and then we'll take care of that.
So I think that the misconception is that most people think insurance is just about the
Taking the
car,
Yeah.
motor insurance, because it's mandatory by law. So that's what they. But anyway, fire insurance is also mandatory by
They should
law
now
yeah.
for commercial
for
properties.
commercial property. So if you're an SME out there and you're operating in any business entity and it's not insured, please do get insured before fire service comes to find you.
And Mandy, let me chip in this, because for property insurance, people feel that, okay, whenever you are required to do property insurance, you just have to necessarily build it. I mean,
Yes,
own
it
the
has to
building.
own the building.
No. So you can just even insure the
The
content.
content, yes.
So you
Because
may.
it's important.
Yes.
You it's your stock.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yes.
yeah.
Especially for, I mentioned earlier that we have like a custom fabric that we work with. That's
Exactly.
like mine intellectual property.
Property, exactly.
Yeah. So it makes a lot of
So
sense.
God forbid, I mean, some fire and then all that fabric is gone. And
Right.
that's millions of cities. And to get that money back, it will take you like light years. So most people have this misconception that, oh, because I'm in a brick and mortar, you know, when you go out, someone will tell, the landlord has insured it. And I'm like, yes, the landlord has insured the building, no. But touch wood, if something happens, the landlord is not bringing your business
Yeah.
back into operations. And he's going to do it at his time because he is now going to look for his insurer, for the insurer to make payments, or he's now going to get a bank loan to bring your...
And you could even choose not to even
Exactly.
proceed anymore. So
And I have situations like that where, you know, the landlord's like,
Yeah.
or move out, I'll figure myself out.
Yeah.
So I think it's very important that, you know, we try to alleviate these misconceptions that SME insurance is not just, you know, the motor. It's important, of course.
Yeah.
SMEs have motorbikes who are doing deliveries,
Yeah.
which we also have policies
Yeah.
that can cover the rider and the goods,
Yes.
and especially the goods in transit. I
Goods
think we
in
didn't even talk
transit.
about that.
Yeah.
So we have goods in transit, where if you're moving the goods from your shop or your warehouse to your customer or your distribution points, you can also insure it against accidental damage, right? And against theft. So there's a wide range of solutions that are there for SMEs, but I think that, to Irabna's point, we are not making that much noise.
noise about
And we really need to turn these passions into protection. Okay, so Irabna, you mentioned that you were a digital marketer, and so want to find out what are some of the risks that you experience, or having, you know, running your business online.
Well, it could be anything ranging from loss of your account.
Wow.
It could also do with your clients online. And also, as a clothing brand or a small business owner in the clothing industry, obviously people are going to purchase and you would have to deliver, because it's not we don't have like a working shop for them to work in and then pay and then take their stuff.
Yeah.
So you need like a delivery person who would then take these things to the customer when they purchase. And then also when it comes to payment and all of that, there are always a lot of
Fraudulent
mishaps,
activities.
a lot of things going on. And even at some point, no matter how active you are online, a lot of audiences or customers have become really, really, really vigilant. They are so keen on wanting to know if you're legit or not,
Yeah.
before they try
Do
to buy
business with you.
anything. So most of the people even going for, okay, I want to pay on delivery. I don't want to send you my money before you deliver, because how sure am I that I'm going to get my products? And also, I mean, when you're running a business online, there's content creation. You need to put your stuff out
Put
there.
gear out there.
You need various mediums to showcase what you have. We have video production, we have photo shoots and all of that. And also to a large extent, most of us would want to own our own equipment at some point, because it's honestly a lot of hassle when you have to book a content studio and then you go there. It's a lot. So in the long run, we try to have your own thing, have your own equipment, or probably have your own personal photographer or videographer that you work with. So I don't know if, when it comes to insurance, there is anything that covers, you know, all of these other things aside like the fraudulent
Yeah.
things, and
Things,
then
yeah.
when it comes to the equipment.
So I think the good thing about Enterprise is that currently we actually insure gadgets.
Oh,
So we
okay.
have insurances that cover, so for those who are into drones, we have drone insurance now.
Okay.
You can insure your cameras, you can, like, basically everything from your lights to your cameras to all the items you're using for your content creation. You could just insure those items. That is very possible to be done. And even now, I think we even have cyber insurance as well. So there are conversations that we are doing cyber insurance like for companies and businesses and small scale enterprises as well, where you can take a cyber insurance to protect your business intellectual property,
Right.
from all these hackers breaking into your systems and malware and etc. and stuff like that. So there are actually solutions that are out there that a company like yours can come on board and buy some of these solutions. So to SMEs, content creators, online marketers, reach out to us. Let's understand your business cycle, and I'm definitely sure we can find a solution for
This
you.
is all really new. It's all new. It's all fresh, and it's something that's not out there because, on top of my mind, I would not think that you guys or there's an insurance company that insures cameras, drones,
yeah.
and all of that.
We even insure
So-
events. I think.
Yeah, so
So,
these are
okay.
so these are more of specialized
Okay.
risk.
Yes,
Right.
specialized.
Yes, so they are different from the traditional insurance products
Okay.
or policies that we have. But so it's something that we are now trying because we think that it has become necessary for us to expand our coverage
Yes.
to our customers. So that is what we are looking at now.
Yeah. So even if you decide to do like one of your like a fashion show in your small space, we can actually insure
Insure
the
the
event,
event.
because people do come for these events. People get quashade,
Yeah.
just because
Anything can
anything
happen.
can happen.
Yeah.
Someone can slip and fall down the stairs and all of
Right.
that. So what we are saying is that we are one-stop shop. Come, tell us what your problem is, and then we'll find a solution for you. But I know we're enjoying the conversation, but yeah, we have to clock it and end it here. So, Nanaba, any final words from you, and how can we make sure that we provide insurance that's not too expensive for SMEs?
Okay, so for SMEs, I mean, my advice to them is that they shouldn't view insurance as costs. They should rather view it as investment. An investment that, I mean, is a long-term investment.
Yeah.
So if you are just looking at long-term investment, it means you are also passionate about what you're doing. So if something should happen that should bring your businesses to a halt, how are you going to recover?
Yeah.
That is how we should take the conversation and then look at how we to approach. I think they should just feel free. And I mean, insurance companies are not just interested in the money.
Yeah.
We are also interested in providing that coverage. And then for enterprise insurance, we all know that they've been in existence for more than 100 years. So we are time tested, truly trusted.
That's
so
right.
they
Say it
can
again.
always
we are
time tested,
truly
truly trusted. Yeah,
That's
so
right.
they can always fall on insurance, any insurance company. If it should be any insurance company, it should be enterprise. I mean, just period. That's it.
Period.
Yeah.
Ramna, any final words from you? as a business owner?
So to add to what she said, I think it's really important that we, as small business owners, we get to know all the different kinds of insurance policies that are there, the ones that we think we can take up, and also the insurance companies like Enterprise. It will be very prudent, like what you're doing right now, to go the extra mile to explain, to try look for any avenue whatsoever. A podcast, it's brilliant because right now we live in a digital era. A lot of people are online, so this is like a really, really good idea to let people out there know about all of these things, because honestly, what we mentioned earlier is always about fire, about motor.
Exactly.
There are so much more, and day in, day out, businesses are just springing up.
Yeah.
And they're just going with the flow. We're just running, just going with the wind. But these are all like really, really, really important conversations that are supposed to be had. And I'm glad that we are doing that.
Awesome. Definitely, you have to bring one of your staff for us to
Oh,
try
yeah,
on
sure,
next
sure,
time.
sure.
So, thank you so much for listening to Advantage Conversations. We've been talking about turning our passions into protection. You are that business owner out there. You need to seek protection for that passion, because anything can go wrong and anything can turn your business down, and it will take you many more years to come back. We don't pray for that to happen. But at Enterprise Insurance, we do have an SME desk, and you can always walk in to speak to our SME team. And we are not just there to sell products to you. We are there to understand your business and provide solutions. So even if there's a solution you're looking for and it doesn't exist on the shelf of products, we can co-create
Yeah.
solutions for your business. And so this has been Advantage Conversations. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.